Hey you guys, okay, we're gonna get started here. I think I'm a couple minutes late today actually, but that's okay. I'm gonna give everybody just a few minutes to kind of jump in and get started and let me know where you're coming from if you are just joining us. I'm sorry I look a little crazy today, you guys, because after this I have to run to the gym. I have an appointment with my workout buddy there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my links shared out, and you guys can go ahead and grab your coffee, invite a friend, grab your journal, and we'll get started in just a couple minutes. So hi Elizabeth, glad you made it. I have been super busy. I was up so early this morning trying to get everything done, and so that I would have time to do this with you guys. My schedule's a little bit off this week, just getting back into it after a break. You know how that goes. But anyhow, I'm just gonna invite a couple people, a couple little places. I'm gonna share the link and then we can get started. Hi Kayla, glad you made it. We've got kind of a dealer's choice today, not dealer's choice, viewer's choice, on what we're gonna be journaling. So I'll show you guys our options here in just a minute. Okay. And I'm just going to copy that and share it out. I had a bunch of new people come right before the break. We had a bunch of new people join, and then I think the break kind of kicked us out of some of their feeds, just having a break like that. But that's all right. We'll get back in there. We're going to get back on track. Okay. That's done. Oh, and I wanted to also share this with you guys. I wanted to update this because I always have to do that. I have to adjust the title at the top of my post just so that there's no confusion. I have all my links there. Okay, I think we're good. All right. Okay, hi Alice. Yay, Mindy's here. How are you, Mindy? I got your email, by the way. I still need to answer you. Okay, here we go. So since everyone's kind of still getting into, and they're still joining us in the live, I think everybody's still popping in. So let me go ahead and catch you guys up to speed on what we've been up to in case you're new to the series. So all of November, we have been setting up 2018 journals and just setting them up early and getting our goal setting done, getting some of our early annual planning pages done. So obviously if you use a bullet journal or a DIY planner or a journal planner, depending on what kind of variety you use, if you're using that type of a system, obviously a lot of your planning is done kind of on the fly. Hi CJ, hi Amy. So like a lot of your planning is done on the fly, but at the beginning of the year, there are always some pages that need to be set up just to kind of prime you for getting into the year. Amy's asking how my workout was. I haven't done it yet. So I have to run off after we're done with this. I have to wrap this up and rush off and take my son. They have a little daycare center there, but I have to get that done today. So anyhow, so let me get back to this. So anyway, so we're setting up the 2018 journal, and we took a break yesterday just to work on some fun Christmas pages and I made those in my current journal, but up until now we've been setting up our 2018 journal. So I'll do a quick flip through for everybody in a minute. Hi, Yvonne made it. Hi, Candace. Glad you guys made it. So yeah, I'll do a quick flip through and show you guys where we're at just in case you're new. But before I get to the flip through, I wanted to tell you guys about something that yesterday I kind of hinted at and I really wasn't allowed to share it yet. So now I'm allowed to share it and I'm really excited for it. So, and it's coming up this weekend. It's a big deal. So I'm going to turn my camera around so you guys can see what I want to show you, because I actually want to show you here on the computer so you can kind of see it. And I will drop the link here on Facebook, but I'm going to show you my computer screen. So let me make this bigger so you guys can see it. But this is a collaboration that I'm going to be doing with Schwen from Journaling Sisters. So she's at schwenbutler.weebly.com, and I will share the sign-up link for you guys. But this is what I'm doing this Sunday, December 3rd, and from 1:30 to 3 p.m. Central Time. And what she does is she has a background in counseling, which I do not have. So I'm always really nervous about talking about some of like the mental health benefits and self-care, but like beyond self-care. I mean, I talk about self-care a lot, but beyond self-care, there are a lot of health benefits to journaling, right? So that's sort of her expertise. And she runs this seminar, this self-care virtual retreat, or this is the first time she's going to be doing it virtually, but she has run the Journaling Sisters self-care retreat in the past in person, and now she's doing it virtually, and I'm really excited about it. So I am going to get to take this course, and she and I have been talking about this upcoming course because I'm so excited about sort of some of the more introspective aspects of journaling, and that's kind of what she's going to be doing. So she does group sharing, paired sharing, group meditation, group journaling, and we actually get to kind of share and go on like a little self-discovery journey together, which I'm really excited about. I have talked a little bit about self-discovery with journaling before. I have a 52 weeks of self-discovery journaling prompts. So when I heard about this, this was right up my alley, and I was really excited for it. So, and she reached out to me and asked if I thought this would be a good partnership for us. And I have to tell you guys, I get probably, I'm guessing between 10 and 15 emails a week from startups and like brands that want me to feature them on the blog. And I usually say no. I would say for every 20 emails that I get, I might say yes to one. Anyway, I was really excited about hers. So I'm going to share the sign up link because she decided to give my readers 10% off. So there's a special sign up for you guys, and I'm going to share that link right now. I'm going to drop the sign up link, and I'm on the wrong computer to do that. So now I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to transfer. I'm working on 2 computers here, guys. It's getting sporty. So I'm going to share this link with you guys because, yeah, you get a different price if you sign up. So I'm going to be taking this course on Sunday, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm hoping it would be a really cool thing if you guys came and joined us, and then I would actually get to like meet some of you in the virtual retreat, which I thought would be really fun. So, okay, let me make sure this is the right link. Yeah, that should be it. Oh, wait, that's not it. Okay. Hang on, let me try this again. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I had this all ready to go, and then I forgot that I was working between 2 different computers. But I am going to drop it right here in the comments on my page for you guys. Don't look at my friends. Okay, here we go. So I'll drop it right here in the comments on our live feed right now. So that's the link that I just shared, is the sign up link. So there you go. Okay. Now I'm going to get out of this, and we're going to get down to our journaling. Here we go. Okay. It looks fun, doesn't it, guys? I'm excited about it. So, and I feel like it's a good way to kind of ease into the holiday season before things get crazy. We get to kind of take a time out for self-care. Okay, let's do the flip through. And this is what we've been working on so far. So this is my current journal that I'm still kind of juggling and trying to set up while we're setting up the 2018 one. So this is the notebook that I'm moving into, and this is a Scribbles That Matter. And I always share the links with you guys too. So let me make sure I grab the right links, and I'll share them with you. So I'm moving into a Scribbles That Matter, and that's this one. And then I'm moving out of a Rhodia Goal book, and that's this one, which I liked both of them. So I'm confident in sharing those with you guys. I'm happy with both of them. So I'm moving out of the Rhodia, I'm moving into the Scribbles That Matter, and here's what we've done so far. So all of the pages that I'm going to show you, almost all of them, are printables in the Page Flutter Vault, as promised. This is still kind of crooked. It's still kind of funky. There. That's maybe a little better. Okay. So I've got my word for the year, which is gratitude. And I've got our year at a glance calendar. birthday planner, which this is a birthday wheel, and we sort of did the color wheel, just that was the one that you guys requested. And so the way I'm going to use this is I'm going to put birthdays inside the wheel, and then I'm going to do holidays and important dates outside the wheel. In the vault, this one is black and white because these colors didn't come out properly when I scanned them and I wasn't happy with it. So I just made it black and white, and then you can come in and color it with whatever palette you want to use. So let me make sure my comments are still scrolling. They are. Good. Then I've got my future planning. This is my annual planning, so it stretches out for the whole year. I have every day of the year accounted for here. And so that stretches over 3 pages. And then I have a 2019 page, which is really just to catch any of those super long-term things that I need to be able to plan. And then I've got recurring tasks. So this is a monthly recurring task tracker, so I can just keep track of all those little things that have to be done on a monthly basis. And then I've got my planning routine formalized along with the journal checklist. The journal checklist is something I usually use when I'm migrating by month, just because that tends to be when I have to create the most pages, and that's when I'm most likely to lose things. So that's what that's for. If you guys are just joining us, we're just doing a flip through of my upcoming 2018 journal, and I'm just showing you guys the pages that I've made so far. So go ahead and grab a journaling friend, tag a friend that you think belongs in this session with us, and I'm just going to keep doing the flip through. So I also have just like kind of a fun dashboard that I wanted to create for 2018. So I've got a quote here from C.S. Lewis: "There are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind." And we sort of did this as a coloring page. So this is also in the vault along with my 2018 dashboard. And this page was really fun because everyone sort of pitched in and gave their ideas. And we ended up doing a faux watercolor with Tombow Galaxy brush pens. And so we just used those pens to, and we just kind of wet them, and then they created this fun watercolor effect. And 2018 is the year of the dog. So we incorporated some little paw prints, and everyone sort of commented with their ideas, and that made this page a lot of fun to make. Then I have a goal setting page for 2018. So I've got my personal goals and professional goals, which I still need to fill these in. I probably won't use up all 3 of these spaces. I'm probably going to come up with 2 goals, 2 professional goals and 2 personal goals and 2 professional goals, just because that keeps me from getting overwhelmed. I feel like last year I was a little bit too ambitious with my goals. And then that made them seem overwhelming. Whereas if I had planned for less, I could have done more, if that makes sense. Then down here, I have this little area that's more for less measurable goals. So these are a little bit more subjective. So this is a 1 to 5 scale, and I'll just kind of give myself a grade on how I'm doing on that item. So I'll put the item here, like maybe my item is to worry less. Obviously, that's really subjective. And there's no way for me to measure, whether I'm worrying less, but I can assign a 1 to 5 a 1 to 5 scale, and kind of give myself a little self-assessment and try to be honest with myself. So yeah, Amy, the goals pages should be in the vault already. So if they're not there, then I've screwed something up. Let me go look right now, because I think they should be in there. I think they're there. Yes, they're in there. It just shows the personal goals one, but if you click on that, if you click on the personal goals thumbnail, it actually brings up both of these, and you can print both of them all at once. So, yep, that's that. Then, so I kind of did this in my last journal, and on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, I'm going to do like a little self-assessment, and I'll fill in how I think I did on that. Let me find the page. I'm sorry. I wasn't anticipating taking out this page. Yeah, here we go. So this is how I did it last year. And then I just gave myself a grade at the beginning of the year. These little blue arrows. I don't know if you can see those. They're real small. I just sort of, really it's subjective, but I just kind of gave myself something to aim at, like, I think this is where I am at on this item. And then on New Year's Eve, I'll just come back and give myself maybe like a red triangle and see if I've improved, and hopefully I have. So, and that's just really just me doing a little bit of self-assessment and trying to be honest with myself over whether or not I've improved or not. So that's that. So we did those pages, and those are both printables in the vault. Then I have a big project planner. So this is basically just a bird's eye view of all of the big projects that are coming up throughout the year, and I can kind of glance them by month. And then what that lets me do is look at my goals and assign them to a given month so that they're kind of broken up and I have an action plan. And then I actually have loose deadlines, you know, soft deadlines. They're not firm deadlines. Obviously, we might have to change them later, but then they're sort of assigned somewhere so that I can start taking action towards them. All right, so the next thing that I have, and this was kind of a last minute add, I hadn't originally planned to put this in here. I've done a books to read spread in almost every journal that I've had up until now. And I actually keep a separate book journal, but Amy says, after the virtual self-care seminar, you'll be all smiley faces for 2017. I sure hope so. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a really fun thing to do right before the new year. So, okay, then I'll have my books to read for 2018. I decided I wanted to add these back in, and I thought maybe this would be a good one to do today because I think it'll give an opportunity to show you guys how I merge multiple lists across multiple journals. So, I think that would be a good opportunity to show you that. So what I've done is I'll show you guys kind of what I've done in the past, and times you might want to paste a collection into your new journal and just keep it running, or why you might want to kind of weed through them and create a new page and actually create it by hand. So let me turn this just a little bit. It's kind of going cattywampus on me. Okay. So this is my reading journal, and in my reading journal, I keep a running list of Goodreads 100 books to read in a lifetime. And this is just one of the book lists that they have on Goodreads. And I really liked it. When I read through this list, I thought this is a good list to read, you know. And so there are 100 books on it, and obviously I'm not going to try to take them all on in a year just because I like the freedom to pick new books as they come out as well. So, I keep this just in my reading journal, and I sort of update it as I go, and then I take notes on different books and kind of give them a rating. And so that's how that works. Then in each of my journals, my current journals, so this is my reading list from last year. And then this was the one from the year before. Last year was just not a good reading year for me. I think I ended up doing more writing, and I did a lot of reading, but it was professional reading. I didn't get to read a lot of fiction. So this was my list from the year before. And so I sort of have some repeats on the list that didn't get read this year, and they ended up on this list. So I felt like the time was right this year to actually go through them and decide if I need to kick some off or if I need to, you know, rewrite the list. So this is how I would do that. So if I were just going to use this list as is, like let's say I just want to continue with my 2017 list, then I would cut off any excess. I just copied these on my home printer, my home scanner, which is a scanner, copier, printer. It's nothing fancy, but I think if you have a printer at home nowadays, it seems like almost everybody's printer also scans, but okay. Then I would just cut it to fit in here. So I might lose some of like the little things down here in the end, and I would paste it in. So, but I'm not going to actually paste this one in because I think that my list needs a little bit of updating. There were some books that came out last year that I was really excited to read, and now I look back at the list and think, you know, I don't know if I'll end up ever picking those up and reading them. So what I'll do is I'll go through and kind of weed through these and decide which ones I've given up on, which ones I'm maybe not interested in anymore, which ones have maybe moved to a higher priority, like Hemingway's list. In 2016, I had great plans to read Hemingway's list. This was the list that Hemingway put together that he said every young writer needs to read each of these books, otherwise their education is just lacking. for understanding good writing. So I haven't read a single one, so I'm not doing great. So I need to really work through some of these. And like some of them I read abridgments when I was younger, but I've never actually read the real novel. So I need to go back through and read some of those. So I'll go through that and, you know, probably incorporate that somewhere into my 2018 list. And then I made progress on a bunch of them that year that I wanted to read. I was in a really active book group that was really good. And so I need to kind of go through those and weed through them. But so instead of making you guys sit and watch me copy my book list and weed through which ones I want and which ones I don't, I figure we'll start off by doing a fun border. And we'll just draw a fun floral border today. And then the next time we get together, and I'll just do like a header and then a like kind of a floral border. And then I can make that a printable for you guys. And then you can fill it in with your own reading list. So, because everyone has different tastes in books, and I do not flatter myself that you are going to have the same taste in books that I have. So, let's get started. I don't want this pen. I want a different pen. So, let me think what I need to tell you guys. I know I needed to tell you that the Journaling Sisters coupon, that she activated that for everybody in case you guys wanted to take the course with me. I know she only has 30 spots, so she had to cap it because she wants it to be kind of an intimate environment, and I am really looking forward to that. I was afraid that when it turned virtual that it would get so big that it wouldn't be worth doing anymore, but no, she's keeping it nice and small, so that's good. Oh, there it is. I put it in the wrong cup. I didn't bring my water in here. I'm going to regret that. Okay, so let's do a fun header. And I think I would like to do a typewriter font with this. Because books and, yeah, let's do that. I'm going to do it all lowercase. And I'm just going to do it in pencil first just because I'm not sure about the spacing, how it's going to work out here. Excuse me. All right, let's do. See, that's what I was afraid of. It always bugs me when like a little word ends up right on the crease. Okay. This is one of my favorite headers to do. I love doing typewriter font. Excuse me. I need to get my water bottle. I forgot it in the other room. That was a rookie mistake, guys. Did I lose you guys? Did you give up on me? We're here. Okay. All right. I know I needed to get my water, right? Okay. Here we go. And then we'll just put the year in. Happy with that 8. There we go. Happy with that. Okay. Now probably when I draw this, I'm going to end up shifting it to the left just a little bit because it ended up being a little bit off center. That's okay. At least now I have a better idea of my spacing. I feel like with this typewriter font, if you're going to do this lettering style, the thing to remember is that when you do the straight parts, you want to make them really straight. And then when you do the round parts, you want to make them really round. So like an O on a typewriter is a circle. They don't give it any kind of, like, there's no oval to it really. I mean, that's not true of all typewriters, I guess, but you know, that kind of stereotypical, quintessential typewriter font that we think of. That's kind of what we picture. And you can always grab a sample or print one out from your computer if you want. If you're just not sure what to do with them, with the letters at first, because they obviously look different from how we would write them by hand, and it takes a little getting used to. Okay, there's that one. Okay. So Amy's asking, oh, hi, Deborah, glad you made it. Amy's asking, do I think I'll like the soft cover on the Scribbles That Matter? Are they coming out with a soft cover? Are they coming out with a soft cover version? Because this one's hard. This is a hard cover. The one that I'm just moved out of, which is the Rodea Gold Book, that one has a soft cover, but the Scribbles That Matter actually has a hard cover on it. So I'm not sure, unless they're coming out with a soft cover that I don't know about, which is possible, I guess. Maybe I haven't been paying attention. Okay. I'm sort of thinking that when we're done with this, we'll go back around the border and do some fun flowers. So I'll have like this real sharp typewriter font, and then we'll have some flowers around the border, which will be fun. Oh, see, this was a mistake. I did my one a little bit off, but that's okay. So a lot of typewriters, not most, but a lot of typewriters don't have a number 1. You use a lowercase l for your 1, so I should have made that a lowercase l, but that's all right. We don't have to go for pure authenticity, do we? Like, I don't think the typewriter police are gonna come get us for that. But you never know. All right, there we go. I might come back later and just kind of touch these up and make them just a little bit thicker, because I like a little bit more of a rounded look when I do this style of lettering. I like it to look just a little bit more rounded. But that's probably good for now. I can always do that before I make the printable for you guys. So then I'll just come back and I'll erase all those little pencil marks. And I think now we'll just start kind of making some flowers. And then you guys can fill in your reading list in here. I know some people like to do the bookcase. You guys have probably seen people do that. You guys have probably seen when people use like they'll draw an actual picture of a bookcase and then they put the titles of the books on the spine, and then they just color them in as they go. For me, a list that I check off works better, especially because I sometimes read books with these really, really long titles and I can't fit them on those little book spines. So I'm just going to do it a little bit of a simpler way, and hopefully it turns out pretty. All right, so here we go. Let's do some flowers. I'm going to, I'll stick with this pen. It's got a nice, oh, the pen I'm using, by the way, is a Tombow mono drawing pen, and it's a 05. So it's actually makes a nice, thick, distinct line. So Yvonne says she's not sure she's gonna like the Scribbles That Matter pen holder. She carries a men's shaving case for her pens because it's mesh and she can see the pens. You know, I have yet to use the pen holder on this thing. So I never bought the pen holders that you could attach to the Leuchtturm or anything like that. I'm much more likely to use the elastic trick that, I'll show you guys this before we draw. This is something that I think Ryder Carroll showed on the Bullet Journal website at one point. So you take your elastic, which if your journal has elastic, take your elastic and you pull it across the journal like that. So like that. And then you can tuck a pen inside there and it won't fall out and it won't crush your pages. So I'm much more likely to use that little trick than I am to actually use this guy, just because it takes me forever to cram my pen down in there. Yeah, see, I can't even do it right now. So but I mean, it's a handy little thing to have, and I know people who use really thin pens, or if they use a pencil, that fits really well for them. See, if I had a pencil, that would work great, and I wouldn't mind at all. It's handy. I mean, it's not bad to have. I guess I could just clip my pen clip in there. But yeah, I think I'm probably more likely just to carry my stuff in a pouch. But I don't really need that much when I'm on the go. If I'm journaling on the go, I usually just take a pen, and then I have like a ruler and some stickers and things like that in the back pocket here. But I keep it pretty simple if I'm on the go. I mean, if I'm at home, I'm going to break out all the supplies. I'm going to go nuts. It gets real when I'm at home. But, you know, on the go, I just keep it a little simpler. All right, let's start making some flowers. Try to get this so you guys can see what I'm doing. So, I'm not really doing anything too fancy. I'm just sort of doing some doodle flowers. Something fun. And I can come back in with a thinner pen to give my flowers some dimension. And I'll do this one black and white as well, and then you guys can come in and color them however you like. I think that's always a nice way to let people customize things. Okay. Okay, so Cyber Monday is over, so that madness online has sort of settled down, which is nice. I guess some people extended their Cyber Monday till today, but anyway, yesterday was crazy. It was like the Wild West on the internet, especially with Prince Harry's engagement announcement and everything else. I mean, the internet was wild yesterday. So that's over at least. All right, and then I'm gonna do like some smaller kind of daisies in the corner here. Can you guys hear my little guy in there shouting at me? I don't know, baby. He's probably going to be starting preschool pretty soon, which, I don't know, baby. Bring it here. I which I don't know what I'll do with myself.
Mommy, what number?
I don't know, baby. What number?
This.
Bring it here. Do you need to bring me the number?
Nope.
Okay.
Come on, have a look.
No, I can't have a look. I'm going to keep working, babe.
No. See, Mommy?
Yeah?
Momos. See?
I see, honey.
I can fix.
Well,
See?
give it here. Why don't you play a different one? I don't know how this one works, baby. Go play a different one, okay? Can you do that? He's getting a very rare, turn with the iPad, which I really don't care for, but it's kind of one of his rewards for doing some of the things he was supposed to do. So, okay, let's keep going here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going here. There we go. And then I think let's do there. These are always fun. These are my Berenstain Bears flowers. I told you guys about this. I read Berenstain Bears a lot when I was a kid, and they always drew flowers this way, like these like four-leafed little, I don't even know what you'd call them, but they were just like, they always had 4 leaves on them, and I loved them. I thought they were so cool looking. So I still draw them today as an adult. All right, last time I know we did some little puffs, and everybody seemed to like the puffs. So let's do some of those. You guys see what I'm doing here? So I ended up just drawing the stem, and then I'm going to draw them just kind of around. I just do little dots in a circular pattern. And then that sort of makes like, it kind of looks like, let me think of a plant that it might look like. Sort of looks like Queen Anne's lace, I guess. It doesn't really look like cotton balls because cotton balls end up being a lot puffier and less wispy. But there's a cotton field like right near my house that I pass every day, and it is so pretty to look at, but it's just not something I would ever have imagined in Oklahoma. Like I don't think of cotton when I think of Oklahoma, but I guess they grow it here. I wouldn't have known that. And that same field also gets wild sunflowers in it at certain times of year, and I always want to go out and grab some sunflowers, but I don't know whose field it is, so I can't really ask for permission. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't like going on other people's property and without asking. So do some more puffs around here. Do you guys have any journaling things on your holiday gift list? whether you're celebrating Christmas or another winter holiday. There are a lot of them. But yeah, are you guys asking for anything journal-wise? Are you giving anything journal-wise? Are you gifting yourself with anything journal-wise? I know that happens sometimes. Okay, let's do another one over here. And then we might do one or two up here. Okay. So I'm probably just gonna kind of mirror what I just did. Except I need to switch back to my thicker pen here. Oh, thanks, Kathy. I'm glad you could make it. Have fun. I know these go kind of long, and so people can't always stick around for the full thing live, but you can always come back and watch the replay as we finish up. But it is fun when people are in here live, and then you guys can share your ideas with me, which I always like. Okay, there's that fun little flower. I like that. And we'll do one leaf up here. Okay, and then we'll do a couple of leaves down here. Okay, there's that. I'm going to do some more little daisies because those are easy and they're cute. Daisies are one of my favorite flowers in real life. I think they're so sweet and casual, you know, friendly. Oh, my computer's loud today. Let me turn that off. I get too many emails. Do you guys get too many emails? I think everybody does, but... I say that and then like I'll get an email from something that I subscribed to ages back and I'm like, oh, I forgot I subscribed to this. I'm actually glad that I got this, you know. So the cycle continues. Hi Lola. Can you guys hear my dog? She's so loud. Shaking, shaking, shaking. She loves to shake. She's in here asking me to give her a treat, I think. Ooh, Amy's asking for a new Leuchtturm. That sounds great. Lola, yes, Amy, that's Lola. She's a good dog. She's so much fun. Just the best dog we could ask for. Lola was actually, and I think people think I'm crazy when I say this, but Lola actually was the first one to realize I was pregnant with my second son. She, after I had my first one, like about halfway through, she sort of realized what was happening and she got really protective. Like especially if men were around, she would get really protective. You know, not aggressive, just she wouldn't leave my side. She was just really like right on top of me. If, you know, if I was out walking her and a man was coming on the other side of the street, she would pull me across the street, like make me cross to the other side so that I didn't walk past that man. She was really protective. So then when when my second one came along, she wouldn't leave me alone. She kept like following me into the bathroom and like pushing her nose against the door so that she could get in, and I couldn't walk anywhere without her being right under my feet. And I was like, what is going on with this dog? And my husband's like, oh, it's almost like you're pregnant. It's almost like she thinks you're pregnant. And I was like, oh my gosh, of course I'm pregnant. I'm so stupid. Of course I'm pregnant. And I was. Oh, it's so funny. But yeah, she just wouldn't leave me alone. She knew. You know how dogs know. They have that sixth sense. And she loves the babies. She always loved the babies. She didn't like anybody coming to the house to see the babies. They were her babies. She's a good dog though, real gentle, real sweet. Very emotional though. Like if I scold her for something, she's almost harder on herself than I am. She doesn't usually do much though that she needs scolding for. She's really good. Okay, what else do we need in here? That's probably good. I don't want to use up all of our writing space, so let's just do one or two more things just to kind of make each side just a little different. Since I sort of mirrored them, I don't want them to be carbon copies. But we'll do, I was talking about cotton earlier, now I want to make some cotton puffs. Make sure my comments are going. Okay, they are. Good. Okay. There we go. We got some more of those. So now when we write our list, we can just sort of fill into these white spaces and let it flow around the border. So, you know, usually I say that when you're doing doodles, I like to do them normally as an afterthought. So like if I were doing a planning page, for example, let me find one like this one. These pages were very information rich, right? So we ended up doing the writing first, and then we kind of came back and added little doodle elements. And normally that's how I like to do things, because my journal also needs to be a productive space. So if I get bogged down in the doodles, then I never get anything done. So, but on a page like this, where I just use them sort of as a border, I feel like it's a little bit easier to go ahead and create them and then just let the information kind of fill in, especially if I don't necessarily know exactly where it's going. So, oh my gosh, we just had a bunch of people just pop in. Hi guys, if you are just joining us, oh, hi Sandy. If you guys are just joining us, we're finishing up our Planvember. So, I did a flip through for everyone at the beginning just to kind of get you caught up. And then I decided that I wanted to add books to read in 2018 in my journal. I've done that in the past, and I really like having a list to kind of keep me on track with my reading. So I decided to go ahead and add that. And what I'm doing is I'm going through my old books to read lists. These are photocopied out of old journals. And good job, honey. He's telling me he just went in the potty. Oh my gosh. Parenting on the internet is just not very glamorous, is it? Okay. So, back on track. So I photocopied all of my old reading lists because I wanted to be able to kind of go through them. And if you wanted to continue with the same list, what I was telling people at the very beginning of the video is that you can just add some sticky to the back of these and paste them right into your journal and just keep going. You don't have to copy it all over by hand, you know? So it does add some thickness to your pages, but you know, who cares? Your journal gets a little bit bigger. your journal will make room, right? It's just like life. Your life will make room. It's okay. It's all right to add paper. So, and then I'm going to go through, when we're done with this, I'm going to make this a printable for you guys, and then I'm going to go through individually on my own time, and I'm going to weed out some books that maybe aren't really on my reading list anymore, and just sort of clean it up and come up with a really good books to read list for this year so that I can continue with that. And I'm going to darken this up just a little bit with my little font. I want to make that nice and dark. So that's pretty much it for this page, unless, what do you guys think? Do we need a few, like a little vine or something up here to kind of separate? I'll leave that up to you guys. And then the rest of this, I'll just leave black and white so you can turn it into a coloring page if you want. And I suppose I could do like a little flower. Let's do one just right up here. Let's just do a little flower here. Almost always if I ask people, like, should we do this, guys? Most people are like, yeah, do it. You guys are such enablers. Nobody ever says, no, just leave it. Just leave it. Stop drawing, Megan. Stop right now. Hardly ever. Almost always you guys want me to keep going. So I will. All right, we're almost done here. Today's kind of an easy day, simple day, because we don't have a lot of information to put on the page. We just have kind of the flowers to doodle, and then you guys can add your own book list however you want to add it. If you want to draw the books, you can draw the books. If you want to do it as a checklist, which is how I'm going to do mine, then you can do that. So it's kind of a fun way to give you guys a printable without dictating the way you have to use your spread. You guys can make it your own. You should make it your own. You're your own people. We're our own people. And we're all so precious. There we go. That looks nice. That's a nice way, I think, to kind of tie those two together. So. Oh, okay. I'm missing some comments. Hold on. Let me just check here. So everybody's asking about the helix. Yeah, I think that when it comes to that circle and helix maker, if you guys are new to the series, let me catch you up. This helix and circle maker thing is one of our little Page Flutter Facebook Live frequently discussed topics. So this is what I use to make my circles, and this is really handy, like if you were going to make a circular chart of some kind, like a radar chart, level 10 life, a lot of people use it for that, or if you're going to do any kind of circle. This comes up a lot because this is the tool that I use. And I scoured Amazon trying to find a better compass because the one I was using, it was piercing my pages. It just wasn't working well. So this has been the best thing I've been able to find. When I ordered it, I will tell you guys, the ring looked green on the listing. But when it came, mine is blue. Clearly it's blue. I don't know how many colors they have. I don't know what colors are available. I just know that I ordered green, I got blue. I don't really care about the color it comes in, so I wasn't picky, but I think they come in other colors. So if you guys have gotten a color besides blue or green, please comment and let me know what color you got, because I think you just get whatever they grab. I really don't know. So yeah, I wish I had a better answer for you guys on that. But let me link to that because everybody always has a question about it, and I want to make sure that I'm keeping you guys up to date here on everything that we have. Okay, let me get back over here. There. So that's the link to the helix and circle maker, and I think you just get whatever color they pull. I think you are right on that. I think that was Amy or CJ that shared that. But so Alice says hers is white. See? I have no idea. Some people say the helix is flimsy. I don't know. I have not had that experience. I have not had that experience that it's flimsy. But I think Some people have said that there's catches when it's going around, and that's definitely possible. And I think you guys saw the other day when I was doing it, I was trying to do it on a corner, and the inner circles kept kind of catching here on this corner. That was more operator error. The mistake I made when I first started using it is that I would push really hard on the sides, trying to keep it from moving, and then that was putting pressure on the wheel, and it would stick. So my advice is to hold it lightly so that it sits up off the page, and then it should swivel freely. But I know that Moxie Dory just came out with one too, like their own version. It's a little bit different. It works differently, but it's like a cutout that you spin around, I think. I kind of want to order one just to see what it's like, so I can kind of compare and give you guys the differences. But that would be an interesting one to see too, and I really would love to see kind of how that one compares to this one. I've been very happy with this one. It works well for me, but I know that for some people it's awkward if you end up at like a certain point on the page that, you know, it's sticking but I have found this one to work very smoothly. I think when you first get it, you have to break it in a little bit because, like anything, plastic, when it's molded, it's going to have rough areas, and the more you use it, the more it's going to smooth down. But mine, that was not a big issue with mine when I first got it. So, and I gave you guys the link to the exact one that I ordered. So if there are other brands out there, I don't have any experience with those, but I linked to the exact link that I would have ordered it through. So unless they change suppliers or something, you guys should be getting the same one that I have. But hopefully that helps. Okay, do we need to add anything else to this? Are you guys happy with this? So Susan says she's got one. It's blue. Melissa's is gray. See, guys, I have no idea. I wish I knew. I wish they would list the colors. Even if they didn't let you choose, it would be nice if you could at least see what the options were so you'd know what to expect. But anyhow, okay, so then I'm going to go back in with my eraser, and I'm just going to erase away these pencil marks that I put on the header. So this Tombow pen does not, I haven't had any problems with it smearing when I go back with an eraser and erase right over the top of it. Once it's dry, it's good to go. So, and I'm gonna touch up this header a little bit when I'm done here so that it's nice and thick. So when you guys get the printable, everything should look nice and even on the lettering. And I think we're good. I'm excited to kind of go through and make my reading list for this year. So if you missed it in some of the past videos, I announced that my family in the summer, we are actually going to be moving to Japan. So I'm really excited to kind of travel a lot and also read a lot, and hopefully, and I really want to add some books that are maybe translated from Japanese, but like written by Japanese writers, because I think that's kind of a neat way to explore a culture as well, is to read their literature. So, okay. But I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. I've been trying to learn Japanese and get the kids ready and, you know, try to understand the school systems and all that. It's a lot. It's a lot to get ready. But, okay. So, books to read for 2018. When we're all done, I know over the weekend I need to do some, now that I've got the printables made for you guys, I need to go back through and start actually filling some of these things in with my own scheduling and my own goals, and then you guys will be able to see kind of how I've got that done. I'll even go back in and do the indexing here, but I'm gonna save. I also want to do I think tomorrow we'll do this. Tomorrow we're gonna go through and I'll show you guys how I do my key and color code, because I do it a little differently. I don't necessarily use this one. I'm actually going to be creating a flip out key, and I'll show you how I do it. But this was a light blue Leuchtturm, and I ordered this one from JB Welly, which I think I have linked up there. I think I have them linked, but this link will take you to their website, the one I'm sharing right now, because I got the Rodea Goal book at their website, but you can explore the rest of their website. But this was a Leuchtturm, and I ended up getting this from them a couple of years ago, actually, and it was like right when Leuchtturm wasn't really available in the US yet. There were very few people that you could order them from, and everyone was out of them. except JB Welly, and they were brand new, and I had just found them and just connected with them. Anyway, and they sent it to me. I got a picture of my son there. Sorry, I'll cover that up. Then they sent it to me, and it was wrapped in this gorgeous paper, and they always wrap their notebooks so pretty. And I couldn't bring myself to throw out the paper. I just couldn't do it. It was heartbreaking to think of throwing out this paper. So I made a little flip out card out of it and use that for my edge labeling. So when I go back through, I can, you know, kind of separate my pages by category. So if I need to see all of my pages dealing with the blog, then I can just kind of do a quick flip through. It's just one more way to help me reference my journal. And that's usually how I do that. And so I'm thinking I want to create my card first and use that color code on this page as well, so that I have a uniform color code throughout the entire journal, if that makes sense. So I know Yvonne's saying I should be able to find some cool washi tape in Japan. I know, right? That I think is what I'm most excited about, is that they get stationery. I think when I go there, I will be among my people, my stationery people, who just get it. They understand, right? So I'm really excited for that. And I'm thinking, like, they have Pilot pens there, and they're really into like inks and stationery, and it's like, yeah, it's like coming home, right? The culture is going to be so foreign and so different, and yet at the same time, I'm going to have this one thing I can cling to that is familiar and lovely, and I'm really excited about that. So, okay, so then I think that's what we'll do tomorrow, is I'll kind of show you guys how I create that kind of flip out card, and show you how I use them and the dots and things that I use to create my edge labels. I know some people use washi tape, so there are a lot of different options when it comes to creating an edge label system. And then we'll fill in the key and everything. So then I'm going to start going through this notebook and start filling in with my own stuff. I'll make this a printable for you guys, and I'll hang this in the vault. So if you're not already a member of the Page Flutter Vault, you can sign up at my website. I need to fix the opt-in sequence, because when you guys subscribe, it's sending you an old freebie that is now available in the vault. I used to have a freebie that you guys would get, and now you get access to the whole vault. But it's still going to send you that freebie, which is like a quick guide to journaling, and then you'll also receive a password to the vault in that same email. You get a password to the vault when you subscribe. So if you're not already a member, you can set up your membership under the subscribe tab of my website, which is linked in the description box above. It's just pageflutter.com, and you can subscribe there, and then you'll get a password to the vault. And then you'll have access to all of these pages, and you can either use mine or you can use them as templates to create your own. So it's really up to you. But it's a fun way, especially if you're new to journaling. It's a really easy way to use somebody else's pages just to try them out until you kind of come up with your own system. So hopefully that helps. I know Amy said that she's finishing her year with a lined Moleskine, and she wants to be moved to a dotted journal. So I think so. I think there are people who don't like the dotted journals. Let me just preface that. And I tend to think that the people who have a hard time with the dotted journals, a lot of people who are maybe older and have vision problems have a hard time seeing the dots. I have vision problems, big vision problems, guys. I can barely see, but I still manage to do okay with them. But I do notice the difference, and I think, ooh, if I were older and maybe had to wear reading glasses, or if I had cataracts, or if I had, like, I would have a hard time with the dotted journal. So I understand why people might choose not to use a dotted journal, and in that case they might choose to use a grid, because a grid is just a little bit easier to see. It's a little more obtrusive on the page, and I'll show you. I have a Leuchtturm that's grid, and so that's what the grid looks like. And so it does create a little bit more, like, you do see it a lot more on the page, but for people who need that, if they need it to be a little more obvious, then that's a really good option for them. But you still get the same kind of, like, you get vertical and horizontal guidance on where to put your things, the same way you do in a dotted journal. But I know for me, since, you know, I like having the doodles, it just takes, the dots take away a little bit less from the doodles and things. They're just not quite as noticeable. So, you know, that's kind of a cool option. But the lines work really well for people who like to write out a lot longhand. So don't ever let anybody tell you that there's one type of journal that you should be journaling in. Some people like blank. Some people like a traveler system with booklets, and they like to leave them blank because it gives them total freedom. So it's really just up to whatever you like. But, you know, be willing to try different things because you never really know until you try, right? So I actually really like blank. I thought I would hate it, but I have some traveler notebooks that I really like using with blank, and I end up using those for different, you know, different types of journaling. But I keep too many journals, guys. I don't know if there's such a thing, but I keep a lot of types of journals. So I'm kind of, yeah. I embrace it all. I'm an equal opportunity journalist, right? Okay, so that's it for today. That was our page. And I know I owe you guys some pictures on Instagram. I promised you I would put these on Instagram so you could see them a little more up close because the resolution on Facebook just isn't great. So I will post these to Instagram for you guys. I'm going to have 2 that should go up this afternoon. And for right now, I actually have to get going if I'm going to be able to get that done. I've got some other appointments and things this afternoon. So don't forget about Journaling Sisters. The link, if you scroll up in the comments, the link to Journaling Sisters is up there. And I really hope that some of you guys will join me in it. Like I said, she's got 30 spots. So, you know, she's limited on what she can, on who she can take, but I'm hoping that at least a few of you will come take that journey with me. So that's it for today. Let me turn so I can see you guys, or rather you guys can see me in all of my gym going glory. All right, so if you guys have any questions, you can always email me, Megan@pageflutter.com. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow at 10:30 U.S. Central Time. And I'll have, we're going to do work on the key, the color code and the color key tomorrow. And I'll have some fun materials to try out for that. I've got some cool papers and things like that that I kind of want to break out and use. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a comment. You can always comment below on these threads, and I try to go through them when they're done and answer any questions that have been asked. And you guys can always answer each other's questions as well. You're always really good about that. If you want to watch the replays, you can watch them here. If you don't want to scroll through my Facebook feed, you can watch them on YouTube, on my channel on YouTube, which is just Page Flutter. You can also watch them on my website. In the Planvember section of the website, I have a post dedicated to each video, and you can replay them there, and I have lists of any of the supplies that we talk about. I have all the links to those, so you don't have to scroll and search for them. You can just go to the website and watch all the replays. That's it. I will see you guys tomorrow, and happy journaling. Bye.